Must you book profits at all? Welcome to subramani.com. I would talk about this question which I keep getting asked very regularly. How often do you book profits? Should you book profits at all, right? Now, there are two portfolios for many of us and for maybe some of you also. One is having an equity portfolio, second is having a equity mutual fund portfolio. Now, if you have invested in a few equity mutual fund schemes and you're pretty goalless in the sense that it's just wealth creation or something like that, and so you don't need the money on a regular basis. The money for your goals is available in some other place, or things like that. So you don't have any goals. You're young, you have no children, or you're paid for your children's education. So now only goal is wealth creation. If that's your goal, first of all, you have to treat equity mutual funds very differently from direct equity. Now, if I have direct equity, I may choose whether to book profits or whether not to book profits. Now, I did a post few days ago called Ghee and the Art of Wealth Making. It is true, you have to remove some of the weeds, and along with the weeds, sometimes the flowers also get plucked. You will remove a little bit. Like, for example, if you held Hero Honda for 30 years or you held HDFC Bank for 25 years or maybe 27 years, en route you will definitely have doubts saying, is the best over? Should I book some profits? I bought it for 40 rupees. Today my cost after all the split and bonus is about 3 rupees or 2 rupees, and the price is 2,400 rupees. Should I sell? Fair enough question, because at some stage you don't want it to happen that the company collapses and you are back to zero. Of course, you can tell yourself, how I had invested only 40,000 rupees, I got more than that, but we all understand we are fooling ourselves, right? So you will create trailing stop loss, you will sell, you will never be able to hold a great winner for over 30-40 years without selling even a single share. Yes, you may sell, and if the market falls, you may buy it back, but you will sell. You cannot hold the whole quantity, right? For example, I bought reasonably decent quantities in Cholamandalam at 65 rupees or 60 rupees. In the previous year, I mean previous year means 2007 or 2008, when the market fell, it fell from 300 to 65. At 65, luckily I picked up decent quantities, and today the price after the split is about 150 rupees in a time, or 190 rupees at a time when NBFCs are supposed to be doing badly. But am I holding the whole lot? The answer is no, because it made a long trip from 65 when I bought to approximately 400 rupees up, or maybe even more, considering that it has got split also, right? So somewhere you will sell, sometimes you will buy it back, sometimes you will sell and feel relieved, thank God I sold at least 500 shares or 200 shares, and for that you need to have good quantity. So in a equity, you will book profits. You have absolutely no choice, because otherwise your portfolio gets very, very lopsided. 57% of your company, of your portfolio would be one chemical company, right? That's too much. Maybe you don't want that kind of an exposure, because chemical doesn't have that kind of exposure in the Sensex. So therefore, for breaking that also, you will sell some shares and say, let me get rid of it. Or if you have an ESOP, you will want to reduce your risk. You have ESOP in Infosys, so you will want to sell Infosys and buy some real world companies, in the sense that who are not into technology or banking. People working in banking or in technology suddenly believe that they know how to buy a share in that area. Not true at all. If you are a HR head of a big bank, it doesn't mean you know banking, nor does it mean you know how to buy a share, right? So booking profit in an equity portfolio will happen. You will want to rebalance within the portfolio and outside. For example, if you have decided that you will rebalance when your equity crosses 75%, you are now at 68%, you will not bother. But the minute you cross 75%, you will aggressively look for what to sell. And what do you have to sell? You have to sell those which have done well, because you think it does not have great prospects ahead. But then that is exactly the reason why you would have sold Asian Paints and HDFC Bank, and you would have held on to something else, maybe a DCB Bank, right? So that is the challenge. The challenge is in finding whether to sell, when to sell, how much to sell. Now take the other case where you have invested in mutual funds. It's the fund manager's job to book profits. It's not your job to book profits. So whether it is an HDFC Top 100 or a Discovery or Franklin Blue Chip or Motilal Oswal 35 or a DSP Micro, you don't have to book the profits. The profit booking is the job of the fund manager. So you can just stay on in a growth scheme for pretty long. Of course, if you need money for your goals and it is available there and you want to use it, it is different. But otherwise, as a wealth creation tool, don't keep looking at the PE and say market is going ahead of itself. Oh, market is in, how is the market buoyant when there is a pandemic happening, right? Don't try to guess. It's the wisdom of the crowd. It does not mean that sometimes when you think that the market is up, you need to take some profits off the table. By all means do, but you don't have to book profits just because you book profits in your equity fund, in your equity portfolio. In your equity portfolio, it is absolutely necessary for you to do the rebalancing. In an equity mutual fund, you do not need to do it. It is a fund manager who will book profits. He will reduce the concentration. He will do all that. But of course, if you are concentrated on one mutual fund, if all your money is in one mutual fund, it works for some people. But if you are not happy, you're saying, oh, I don't like his style or etc., then you could remove some money and put into another equity fund, which again you're not booking profits. You're selling at an index of 42,000 and saying I'm selling from fund manager A to fund manager B. That's all. But the index remains the same. So you're just selling a dog to buy a cat, right? So in such cases, you're not really booking profits. But yes, if you think you should book profits on your own, then sell the fund and keep that money in some ultra short bond fund or a liquid fund if you think you can time the market. But understand one thing, it is the fund manager's job to book profits in equity, whereas when you are handling your own equity as an owner, it is your managerial job to make sure that the risk is reduced, and for that you may be selling some share and buying a share, or you may be selling some fund and buying a fund. Right? Thank you.